Here's the thing though, what if you weren't safely in the audience? As I've talked about in a previous film theory, Jigsaw's ideology is wildly flawed. Thanks, Billy the Puppet, I had to hack off my arm with a butcher's knife because you didn't think I was appreciating life enough, but man, now I'm sure glad to be alive. Can't wait for all those years of counseling I'll be getting to deal with my survivor's remorse. As such, Jigsaw's contestant selection is a bit hard to predict. In other words, you could very well be living a perfectly upstanding life, but potentially wind up in the next reverse bear trap without even knowing what you did wrong. And when that happens, you can't go in ill-prepared. So that is our question for today. How do you survive Saw? Based on everything that we see in the series' 9 movies, what can you do to maximize your odds of survival? How do you not just play the game, but hack the game in advance to give yourself the best chance of living possible?
Live or die. Make your choice.
Live. Yep, definitely choosing live there. Overall, across the whole series, there's only 19 examples of when games are won and 68 examples of when people died. That is a 21.8% success rate, which, let's just say is not a grade that's gonna get you onto any honor rolls. In other words, the best first step to surviving John Kramer's game is not getting selected in the first place. So who does he pick and why? Well, we took John's own advice.
If you're good at anticipating the human mind, it leaves nothing to chance.
And analyzed every character, game, timeline, flashback, motive, and death to help us avoid getting strapped into our next shotgun carousel. Jigsaw and his acolytes believe that the death traps help people. They attempt to transform lazy or corrupt human beings who devalue and squander their lives into people with a refreshed appreciation for their existence. And so, yeah, some of his victims make sense. In the first movie alone, you have people who've tried to take their own lives, people who commit fraud, drug addicts, and adulterers. But then there are others like Detective Singh, who's a good cop and was just killed by a shotgun trap in Jigsaw's lair. Or Zep, a hospital orderly who's generally very nice. Or Allison and Diana Gordon, 2 family members that were kidnapped in order to ensure that someone else who is corrupt would play the game. For a guy that says,
"Killing is distasteful,"